What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Auto is Motive. My name is Anis, and today we're going to talk about 3 tips before taking your Model Y into service. Let's just get into it. Okay, so 3 tips before going into service for your Model Y, especially Model Y. This could be for any Tesla, but in my experience for the Model Y, this is what I think you should do. Firstly, the #1 rule and the most common thing to do is obviously document any issues. I went through about 30 to 45 minutes of really taking a deep look at the vehicle and seeing what it needed and seeing the issues that it had already when I got it from delivery. Make sure you're constantly document. I was using my big camera, I was using my phone for documents in the app. You're going to go into the app, click on service, and it's going to allow you to basically document all the issues, specifically whether it be on the interior or the exterior, and it gives you specific sections of the vehicle and components of the vehicle that could have an issue. So you basically have to take a photo, and if, you know, obviously if it's like a noise or something that's not applicable, don't put a photo. But if you can put a photo and then put the description. So basically what happens is once you get into the service center, they're basically gonna pull up, you know, your what you wrote down through your app, and then you go step by step with them, and then you just, you know, point it out to them. They show it, they mark it with like red tape or like a colored tape, and then they write with a pen or a Sharpie or something, just so that their service guys know exactly what they're looking at and the issues that, you know, that you are telling them. But they're honestly not really pointing, they know the issues and they're not pointing out their issues. So tip #2 is to literally have a list and do not forget what the actual issues are and what you want to see fixed, because they're not going to say anything and they're not going to point it out to you. So you have to go and point it out to them and explain exactly what you see wrong and what you want fixed. All right? Or you're just like constantly going to keep taking it back to service, and you just don't want a bad relationship with them. You don't want to be that person who's constantly bringing the car back and complaining and all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously with the Model Y, it is a little bit frustrating because it is a new vehicle out of the factory, but you should still be ready. Have your list, because once you take it into the service center and they put it in service mode, you are not able to access your Tesla app to see exactly what you wrote. They basically have it there on the computer, and you can't really see the photos, so you're just gonna have to do it in person. And so make sure before that 100-mile mark, when you get your brand new Model Y, make sure you document it and put it in the app, and also document it on your own phone or camera or whatever. Have your own documentation, have a list when you go in there, because you could forget. All right, so my 3rd and final tip is gonna be about being nice to them. You need to understand that these employees are just as frustrated as we are as customers. They don't wanna deal with these issues coming from the factory, and it's definitely not their fault. They are not benefiting, they are not making money off of you, the company is. So they're just getting paid to do their job, and they have their bosses telling them what to do and all that stuff. So be kind to them. If you're kind to them, they will take care of you. When I was there, the employees were telling me stories about customers who were just so rude and ridiculous with, you know, things that they were saying, and like, you know, them just being pissed off at the employees when it's definitely not their fault. So just be nice to them. It's not, you know, they're human. Like they're doing their job just like as if you would be doing your job. So there's no need to get upset and frustrated with the employees. They're just doing their job. Be nice to them. And if you are nice to them, okay, especially if you go to a Tesla like Burbank, which is super busy, and the first thing they're gonna tell you is they have no loaner vehicles. They're gonna say that because, you know, they really are limited on their loaner vehicles. And for me, that wasn't an exception. I was calling them constantly. So in this 3rd tip, I want you to constantly be kind to them and call them 1 week prior or days prior, whatever it is. Just make sure that you're doing it before your service appointment, and let them know, I need a vehicle, I need you to set me up with a vehicle no matter what. Make sure that you're on top of it and you're constantly just being kind with them. So when you walk in, they know who you are, they're ready to take care of you, they really like you. I really recommend that you kind of learn their names, especially anyone from service. You know, there's very few people who are handling the logistics of service, and so you're bound to constantly keep working with the same people anytime you take it into service. I was told 2 or 3 times that they literally have no vehicles, and I told them that's totally fine. Just let me know when you guys have vehicles, I'll bring the car back. But to them, it doesn't make any sense. It's just not efficient. I was already there. There was a bunch of cars behind me, and they had already marked my car, and we discussed everything about what was wrong with the vehicle, and they were ready to take it in, but they're like, we don't have a loaner. And I told them, I'm not gonna leave my car here if there's no loaner. I mean, I'm sorry, I really need a car. You know, a lot of us, we had business to attend to, families and whatnot. We need our own vehicle. We can't just rely on $100 Uber credit. That's not even gonna get me home. I don't even think it's gonna get most people home. $100 barely lasts you for the day in an Uber. No, people have things to do. It's already been 4 days since I left my car there, and they have been sending me messages in updates, and in these updates they basically are saying there's no update, we'll let you know when everything's ready to go. I've talked to a Tesla employee, and they're pretty sure when they send you these messages from service, it's basically, you are basically waiting, your car is in a lineup and also waiting for certain parts that are needed to be fixed, whether it be replacing a bumper or whatever it is. I don't know exactly what is going on yet. I haven't talked to service. They have not called me. They've just been sending me messages. And so I'm totally fine with it, just as long as they're putting the work in and fixing the vehicle. For them, the most important thing is getting vehicles out. They would rather have much less vehicles on their lot because of the space. They don't have a lot of space, and they're constantly working on other vehicles. So to them, getting the vehicle fixed and out of there is, you know, their priority. Really, just stay in communication with your service advisor, and make sure that you get a loaner vehicle, because, you know, I obviously want the Model Y back so bad. I do not like this Model S that they gave me as a loaner. I constantly kept asking them, like, look, I need a loaner, and, you know, more preferably, obviously, I don't want a gas car, because they'll work with Enterprise Rent-A-Car and get you like a gas vehicle and all that stuff. No, I'd rather have my Model S, or, you know, whatever Tesla that they have. I get free supercharging, which is cool. You just go and supercharge it anywhere. So you have a loaner car, and you're not even paying for gas traveling. Yeah, it's actually been pretty cool just driving around in the S. I do not like the S. I like the Model Y so much better. It's so much more comfortable. I love autopilot. This thing does not have autopilot. You can hear me go and rant and complain about this thing in the previous video that I made about my Tesla service center experience, I guess, when like first getting there and driving in. But for the most part, I do not like the S. Like, this is a base model. Go to the previous video, watch my rant about it. I highly prefer the Model Y over this S any day of the week. But again, thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell for notifications when I'm posting new videos. I am posting videos every week. Hit that like button if you like this video. It helps out my channel a lot. I appreciate you all for watching. Have a good day.